the concept of a lot of the CTO founders of SaaS products, or they think that they don't need salespeople, that they just need to build a great product and things will come. And so he was talking, part of his talk was this thing called the no salespeople myth. And he was showing us all these SaaS products and all these products where you would think that there's no salespeople and they have these massive sales organizations behind them. What do you think about that?
I think that's the dream, is very cheap spending, or very, let's say, economical spending on the go-to-market side, so that you continue to fund innovation and engineering. But in reality, especially if you're focused on enterprise, like there's a lot of face-to-face, right? And so I think the challenge is, how do you build out a sales team? How do you leverage or utilize the efficiencies of SaaS and maybe the easier deployment, basically no shipping hardware to the customer or things like that, but still have enough of a field presence or enough of a sales team and marketing team to get those deals, and to show enough customer support to make your customers really understand that you are there for them, right? Like, and so one of the things that I did in the last 3 years, I was essentially the field-facing CTO at Carbon Black. I did 500,000 miles, all over the world, and it was basically because of that face-to-face necessity, right? You need to be able to talk to the customer, make them understand that you're there for them. And even if it's a SaaS product, especially if you're selling enterprise, I mean, these deals are often 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just a lot of process that goes with it. And I think the dream is you just put up a website and people sign in and put their credit card or whatever. But in reality, again, it's helping them through a nice, proof of concept or proof of value phase, and just understanding how it's going to really integrate with some of their existing systems. So yeah, I think it is a myth that you have no salespeople. But I also think that a lot of the, especially in security, a lot of the spending has been, hey, let's just hire as many salespeople as possible and flood the market and try to do a massive land grab. And it just gets so expensive, right? And it's just so hard to have all these people trying to sell all these products, and really there's only a finite budget that they're all competing for, and they're all expensive and stuff. So yeah, somewhere in the middle, right? You need some
Gotta get that
salespeople.
balance.
Yeah.
But I'm just
So
hoping that I know right now like what the composition of our audience is, and I know that there's a co-founder, developer, CTO person right now that's just him and his partner, or her and her partner, and what they're doing is they're building this app and they want to go get funding or whatever it is, and because I get these emails from them, right? And so one of the conversations I wanted to just recurringly bring up is like, if you aren't the salesy person in the mix of the co-founder relationship, like get a third co-founder that's the salesy person. Like, don't be just the engineers that can't be client facing. Like, get out there into the world and develop in-person relationships, because that's what drives the business,
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. As a co-founder or founder, or just very early stage, employee, you're often looked at to help sell the vision of the company, right? Especially if you don't have a brand that people know yet. Like, they want to talk to the founder, or they want to talk to the CEO or the CTO, and you're going to have to be outgoing. Even if you have to fake it, you're going to have to be outgoing. You're going to have to pitch your vision, but you're also selling all the time. You're not just selling to the customer. You're trying to recruit talent, and you have to sell them on the vision. You have to keep people happy, right? So there's a lot to it that forces you to be more outgoing. And I agree, like, if that's just really not you, you need to bring in another person. But if that person isn't really there from the beginning, they're not going to sell the vision as well as the people that ruminated and sat there and thought about it, and sort of kind of earn, as we say, earn their scars early on, and learn those lessons from early customer discussions. So you really need to be able to have those lessons learned, or that passion that comes through you when you're talking to those first 5 or 10 customers. And a lot of the listeners might know this, but the first 5 or 10 customers, especially on the enterprise side, consumers a little bit different. Those are all going to be closed by the CEO or the CTO, right? So you're probably not even going to have a salesperson at that time. So you're going to have to go out and say, hey, I know we're really early, but take a shot with us, right? So yeah, to your point, 100% agree. You have to be comfortable speaking and selling the vision.
Oh yeah. And so now I'm really curious. So you're in stealth mode right now, building the most amazing thing, right? And and you say and do like all the right things. So I really, you have this very obvious value to me right now. I can't wait for this question. You're in stealth mode. How are you, like, what are you looking at when you're going to be bringing on a sales team? Like, how do you know that's right? What are you paying attention to? Like, what's your thought process of